G'day everyone, this is Jason, and in this activity I'm going to show you how to have a couple of characters, or actually as many characters as you want, be able to tell a story back and forth. So we're going to use some of the techniques we've already seen for animation, and we're going to add in a main kind of director and some actor scripts on each of our characters. So if you look at my project here, I have added in an additional sprite, and both of these sprites I've just added in two animations, and I've changed my second one to actually be more like the fish's mouth is open, like he's talking, so he's going to have a conversation. So let's get started and see how we're going to get them to talk to each other. And this second fish actually is the same, exactly the same, is just flipped backwards, pointing the other direction. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to start just trying to get my fish one, sprite one, to actually know when he has to talk and say something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new event, and that event is going to be a new event that I create. So I drag out when I receive a message. I'm going to do a new message, and my message is going to be when I receive talk one. And so whenever this message is sent anywhere, this code will run. And so if we send the talk one event, my fish one talk one code that I put underneath this will start. And the next part of what I want to do is tell him what he wants to say. So he's going to say something. Well, I want to change what he says every time. So to be able to do that, I don't want him to always say the same thing. So I'm going to create a new variable. Just delete this, already created it. So I'm going to make a variable. So you'll see the variable script here. If I make a variable, once I clicked on data, and I can give it a name, and my variable is going to be what he needs to say. So I just call it what to say, and it's for all sprites, not just for this guy. So everyone will be able to use this or change it. And so now I have a variable of what to say, and I can set that to be whatever I want. And I'm going to drag that out and put it into my say block. So whenever I change this, and if I call the script, then what he says will be whatever this variable is set to. Just like math, it's a variable, so we can set it to anything we like. And then the next thing I want to do is make him start talking. So I want to put in a loop to make him loop around and look like his mouth is moving for a while. So I'm going to repeat 10 times, and I'm going to add in the next costume block that we saw before. This is the same, except instead of a forever loop, I'm using a repeat 10 times loop, so it only does it for a little while. So he talks for a bit, and then I'm going to put in another wait, just like we had before as well. And if I set that to like 0.2, then the 10 loops of 0.2 seconds means that this should run for about 2 seconds. So each time that we put the loop, we'll get the thing saying this what to say for 2 seconds. And then once it's finished, we need to make sure he stops talking. So we want to put in a say block again at the end. We want to say nothing. Okay, so now if I change set what to say to be like, I can do this by putting hello in here, and I can run that. I'm just going to show you how it works. And then if I click that, he says hello, and he chats for a bit. So now if I sent this message, it will set that. So now we want someone that's going to actually be our director for the script. So our director is going to be in our stage. It's going to control kind of a back and forth dialogue between our two actors. And the place we put our scripts are in the stage. In the first part of the script is when the flag is pressed. I'm going to drag that out. Now I want to have things go back and forth here to say tell the first fish to say something, then the second fish, but I don't want to repeat my code over and over. So I'm going to use a function block, and a function is just a place where I can put things that I know I'm going to be using over and over. So I'm going to make a block that says my block for what I'm going to do when I want one of the fishes to actually talk. And so I'm going to call it speak this, make it that he's going to say something. And under options, I'm going to add a string input, and that string is going to be what to say, or thing to say. Let's call it thing to say. So it's not the same name as the other one. It's the thing to say. And then I'm going to add one more string input, and who to tell. This is who we're going to tell to say it. So I click OK. And I have this new block that's called speak this with two things here, a thing to say and who to tell. So if I drag this speak this block out now, I can connect it up. And so I could put in something like speak this, and I might want to say, hi, I'm fish1. And then I'm going to put in here my event of who to tell. And if we look back at what we called it talk1. So I'm going to actually put in talk1. So I'm going to type that here, talk1. And that will be my who to tell. So when speak this runs, it calls this function and it jumps to this place in the code over here where the function is. So you'll see what I can do is I can put in here the thing we need to do is to set the variable to what we want to say. So, and then notice here that what to say is set to 0 here, but I actually want it to be set to the thing to say. So I want to set what to say to be the thing to say. So I just grab this right there and I just drag it and put it right inside the block. So now when this runs, it will go down to here and it'll set what to say to whatever we've set that to, and that's the first parameter of our function. And the next thing we need to do is send our event. So we're going to broadcast and wait, because we want to wait for him to finish talking before we do anything else. Now we don't want to broadcast talk1, we want to broadcast who to tell. So who to tell and wait. So now if I click the green flag, it says, hi, I'm fish1. And what I can do now, you'll see why we went to all this trouble, is I can just drag out another speak this and say, hi, I'm fish2. And maybe we'll call this talk2. We don't have talk2 yet. So we want to take this same code we've got in sprite1. I clicked on sprite1, pick that up, and I'm going to drag it over the top of my sprite2. And now sprite2 has the same code, but I want to change my message so that he gets a different notification. He listens to a different event. I'm going to call it talk2, just like I put in on the beginning. So now we have our two blocks sending hi, I'm fish2 to talk2, and let's see if that works. Great. So now we can drag out as many of these speak this blocks as we want. We can say, what's your name? And talk1 can say that. And we can say, I'm Bob, talk2. So mess around with that and enjoy getting your actors to say whatever they want to. And the thing to keep in mind is you can add as many as you want. I can add another one here and have another fish that I put somewhere that also now maybe has a talk3, and start to go more crazy on all of my stage director telling everyone what to say. I'll just put that in and we'll see what that last one is. What about me? Talk3. What's your name? I'm Bob, and hey, what about me? So there you see how we can get all of our actors to communicate with each other. Thanks and enjoy the project.